Welcome to Bible in a Year, Day 317. Today we read Luke 23 and John 18 and 19. We will fill in some more details leading to Jesus' death, burial, and resurrection. Pilate made an attempt to pass off the decisions concerning Jesus. Pilate learned that Jesus belonged to Herod's jurisdiction and sent him over to Herod, who was himself in Jerusalem at the time. Herod questioned Jesus at some length, but he made no answer. The chief priests and the scribes stood by, vehemently accusing him, and Herod with his soldiers treated him with contempt and mocked him, arrayed him in splendid clothing, and sent him back to Pilate. Pilate then called together the chief priests and the rulers and the people, and said to them, "You brought me this man as one who was misleading people, and after examining him before you, behold, I did not find this man guilty of any of your charges. Neither did Herod, for he sent him back to us. Look, nothing deserving death has been done by him. I will therefore punish and release him." Pilate even gives them a choice to either release a murderer, Barabbas, or to release Jesus. They chose to release the murderer. So Pilate released the man who had been thrown into prison for insurrection and murder, but he delivered Jesus over to their will. Pilate tries to relieve himself of guilt and says, "I am bringing him out to you that you may know that I find no guilt in him. Take him yourselves and crucify him, for I find no guilt in him." In Pilate's final attempt to get out of handing Jesus over to the angry mob, he approaches Jesus one more time. Here we see clearly that while men think they are in control, God's sovereign plans will always prevail. Pilate was afraid. He entered his headquarters again and said to Jesus, "Where are you from?" But Jesus gave him no answer. Pilate said to Jesus, "You will not speak to me? Do you not know that I have the authority to release you and the authority to crucify you?" Jesus answered, "You have no authority over me at all unless it had been given to you from above." In addition to the abuse we discussed yesterday, here is another example of the brutality and humiliation Jesus faced on behalf of our sins. The soldiers twisted together a crown of thorns and put it on his head, and arrayed him in a purple robe. They came up to him, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews!" As Jesus is placed on the cross between two criminals, he prays, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." One of the criminals who were hanged said, "Are you not the Christ? Save yourself and us." But the other rebuked him, saying, "Do you not fear God, since you are under the same sentence of condemnation? And we indeed justly, for we are receiving the due reward of our deeds, but this man has done nothing wrong." And he said, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." And he said to him, "Truly I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise." As Jesus gives up his spirit, he says, "It is finished." I'll see you tomorrow for Matthew 28 and Mark 16. Have a blessed day.